Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I still can't believe we're already in 2025. I remember doing the 24 books I wanted to read in 2024, like it was yesterday, literally. And I wanted to do this again where I tell you guys the 25 books I will be reading in January, mark my words. Before showing you guys the books, I divided this in three like categories kind of. The first one being new releases. I know that I'm gonna be reading some new releases, not only books from my previous TBR, so that's the first one. I try to not add as much because one of my goals this year is to tackle my TBR. If I keep reading releases and releases, I'm never gonna get to my TBR. So that's the first one. The second one is books that are not new releases, like books I already own or books that were already in my radar before 2025. And the third category is books in Spanish, because last year I started reading Spanish books for fun. One of my goals this year is to keep reading books in Spanish for fun. So we're gonna start with the new releases that I'm really excited for to read this year. The ones that I added 6, and those are books that either are part of a series or are by authors I love. So I'm so excited. The first one being Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This one comes out February 4th, so I'm really excited for that one, especially because the people that have read The Arc have been saying that that is their favorite Ali Hazelwood book. I have no clue what it's about. I think that one of them is a swimmer or something to do with swimming. I love that cover and I'm so excited because as of right now, my favorite Ali book has been Love Theoretically. So I'm really excited. I've loved every single Ali book that I have read. The only book I haven't read by her is Love on the Brain, which I added in my January TBR, but I'm still not leaning towards that book yet, so I don't know. The next book I'm dying to have in my hands is the second book to The Heartless Hunter, The Crimson Moth. I don't know if it's gonna be a duet or a series, but I read this one last year in 2024. I loved this one. I gave this one 4.5 stars. This is of a witch hunter and a witch, and the tension that was in this book between those two, I need the second one, specifically the way this one ended. I really need that one. Rebel Witch comes out in February 18th, so February is gonna give us a lot of new releases that we've been dying to read. Another book, part of a series that I want to read is Wild Side by Elsie Silver. That's the third book in the Rose Hill series. First, it's Wild Love. This is between Ford and Rosie. This is a brother's best friend, always being you type of situation, and this one is between, I forgot the names already, West, I know his name is West, and Skylar. This one I loved the male main character. The girl main character, she was a singer, so maybe that's why I didn't connect it to her in a deeper level. I don't know, but this series is of single dads. Elsie knows, she knows what we want and she's giving it to us. So Wild Side comes out March 4. So I'm really excited for that one, and I know that one is gonna be in Kindle Limited, so literally on release day I could start it. So I'm really excited to have that book in my hands and read it this year. And another book I'm really excited to read during 2025 is a debut novel by one of my Books That Besties. Her name is Ruth, and the book is called Drowned in the Name of Love, and I'm so excited to read her first book. So excited to read that one, and the cover of that book is perfect. She's been putting out their mood boards and fan arts, and it's literally so beautiful. I'm really excited to read that one, and especially a pirates type of fantasy because I've never read one, so I'm really excited to have that book in my hands and read it. So I'm really excited for that one. Actually, another book I am really excited to read is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. You guys know that I'm an Abby Jimenez girl through and through. I have given her books higher than a 4.5 stars. The 3 books I've read, Part of Your World, I gave 4.5. Yours Truly Is My Baby, 6 stars for that book, and Just for the Summer, 4.5. But I feel like if I reread it, I'm gonna enjoy it more, so that's one of the books I want to reread this year. And now she's coming out with Say You'll Remember Me. I love her writing, I love her characters. All of her stories have stood out to me, and we got a glimpse of the characters that we're gonna be seeing in that book in Just for the Summer. So I'm really excited to read that one. I don't know what it's about, but you bet I'm gonna read it. Oh, and that book comes out April 1st. Another book that I cannot wait to read this year, literally when it comes out, is Rewinded Back by Liz Tomforty. Actually, I learned how to say her last name. I've been saying Tomford every single time, but then I saw Larry from Larry Reads say it's Tomforty, and then I asked my boyfriend, because I'm currently rereading The Right Move, I asked my boyfriend, how do you say that last name? And he was Tomforty, and I was like, what? Not the point. The point is that that book is about Rio, and we've been seeing Rio in every single book since the first one. The first one, he is part of the hockey team, and he's like always been like wanting love. I don't know, he gives golden retriever vibes, and I'm so excited for his book. I have no clue what tropes it's gonna have, and yeah, I'm really excited for that one. Not including Maya High, but the rest of the series have been amazing reads. The Right Move, you know, it's a 6-star read for me. I adore that book. Then Caught Up, I gave like a 4.5 stars. Play Along, the same. I want to reread Play Along because I feel like if I can reread it, I'll probably give it 5 stars as well. So I'm really excited for Rewinded Back, but we have to wait a little while because it comes out May 20th. Now we're going to the section of books I want to read that are actually my TBR, not new releases. So a book that I've been dying to read and I'm going to read this year is Lilac. This is the first in the series. I think that there's already 2 out if I'm not mistaken, or 3 out. I don't remember, but I need to start the series. So this series is about an island that appears every 100 years and hosts some games for 100 days of different rulers, and they have to like battle to like win and save their lives and their empires or something like that. And I'm so excited to read. I love books where they have like competitions and trials and stuff like that. So I've been hearing amazing things about this one since it came out. Another book that it's currently in my January TBR, so hopefully I'll read it soon, but it's Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. This, what I've been told, is that is like an adult caraval, because I think we have these sisters. It says, when Ophelia discovers her mother brutally murdered, there is no time to grieve. She has inherited the family's fearsome magic and enormous debt. Yeah, her sister decides to pay off the loan by entering Phantasma, a competition where contestants rarely escape alive. The victory is granted a single wish. Literally terrible, but I've heard that it has amazing spice as well, so that's why they say it's adult caraval, but a little bit darker. I loved caraval, so I know I'm gonna be obsessed with Phantasma. Another book, you guys, that I'm embarrassed to keep showing every single video, because I've been saying I want to read this book almost every single like video. So another book I want to read is Heir of Fire. This is in the reading order that I'm doing. This is the 4th book, the Throne of Glass series. I want to read it. The same with Foxglove. This is the 2nd book in the Belladonna trilogy. I read Belladonna in December and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.25 stars, and people keep saying that the last 2 books are way better than the first one, and I enjoyed the first one, so I'm really excited for this one. I've seen so many 5 stars for this one and the 3rd one. Another book that I still can't believe I haven't read is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I have 2 books by Emily Henry that I haven't read so far, and it's this one and Book Lovers. And I loved Beach Read, Funny Story, and Happy Place. I don't know why it's taking me so long to continue and read her entire backlist, but this one, I know that the movie is coming out, like they're already filming it. I don't know when it's coming out, but I need to read the book first, so I need to. One author that I read a book last year and I wanted to continue with her books is Kristen Hanna. I read The Four Winds by her and I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it like a 4.25 stars, something like that, and never heard a bad review about that author of any of her books. And the 2 books that I added on my 25 books I want to read this year are Firefly Lane and The Nightingale. These 2 books are on my priority TBR. They're both thick, but I've seen a lot of people literally sob with these books. One of them is about 2 sisters during World War II, and this one's about 2 best friends. And now we have another book that this is gonna be my 2nd book from this author. The first one I didn't love, but I've been seeing amazing reviews about Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. I read Forget Me Not. I didn't like that one, but this one, it's between 2 music artists and I'm so excited to read that. Another book that It's part of a series, but I decided that I listened to the first book through an audiobook, never connected to the story, didn't like it at all. It was not my cup of tea. It wasn't the book for me. Love Like Farms by B.K. Borson. I've heard that since it's an interconnected standalone, so every single book is about a different couple, I decided that I'm only gonna be reading Business Casual. This is the 4th book in the series. It says two opposites decide to test their chemistry with one steamy night together. But will once be enough? It's really short. It's also in mid-January TBR, as well as The Dead Romantics. This one, I was saying last fall that I was gonna read this one because it gave literally fall vibes, and me specifically, that I live in an island where you don't experience anything but summer, I wanted to read fallish books. Didn't read it. All of her books have romance but with magical realism, and they're just so different from any other books I've read. Their book, I don't have it in my physical TBR, but I have it on my Kindle downloaded already. But that book is Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. I want to start the Devil's Night series this year, especially because now my dark romance era once again. And talking of dark romance, let's add to those 25 books one of my current reads, because I'm currently reading 2 books, and one of them is God of Wrath by Rena Kent. I read God of Malice during December and God of Pain during December, but finished in January, and I had to immediately grab God of Wrath because this series is so addictive, so addictive. The first one, God of Malice, I gave 5 stars. I wasn't expecting to give that book a 5 stars. By Killian Carson. And God of Pain, a lot of people, when I was seeing rankings of the series, people saying which book was their favorite from the series, God of Pain was, if not the last book, the second to last book in their like rankings, and I was not expecting to like it as much. But that's why you read the books, because I gave that book 4.25 stars. I really enjoyed it. I liked Creighton and Annika, and I had to jump into God of Wrath. This one is about Annika's brother, Jeremy Volkov. He's kind of like in the mafia, and about Cecily. So I'm really excited to keep with this series. I'm definitely gonna finish this series during this year, because once I start it, I'm going back to those books. The Making a June Pharaoh is another book I am really excited to read during this year. This is another book I wanted to read last year and never got to it. A book that I'm exclusively waiting for summer to read it. It's Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. I haven't read a single book by her as of yet. This is gonna be my first one by her. A book that has been so many months in my TBR. It's embarrassing at this point. A book that I feel like everybody has read but me, and that book is The Silent Patient. Those were all the books that are on my physical TBR, like my physical TBR sections. Now we're gonna jump into the books in Spanish that I want to read. I have 2 physical and some on my Kindle, starting off with Hasta que nos quedemos sin estrellas by Inma Rubiales. I saw that this author is coming out with, I think that this is like an interconnected standalone as well, if I'm not mistaken, and I think that 3rd book is coming out this year or soon. And yeah, the male main character's name is Liam. And I also want to read El Chico que Dibujaba Constelaciones. This one is really short. I think I'm gonna add this one into my February TBR. A lot of people on Book Talk has been saying to me, prepared to cry. So I'm really excited. I'm like, how a book this short is gonna make me cry. And from my Kindle, I want to read Donde no puedas encontrarme by Tamara Molina. And I also want to read La magia de las casualidades imposibles by Maria Martinez. The first book I read last year in Spanish was by Maria Martinez, and I really enjoyed it. I gave that book like 4.5 stars. So I'm really excited to read all of these 25 books and hopefully more. One thing that I'm focusing on this year in my reading is to tackle my TBR, read as many books from my physical TBR as much as I can, because there's just too many. That book cart is full and I need to work on that. I also wanna finish series I'm in the middle of. I have so many started series that I haven't finished, and I keep starting more series. So one thing that I'm gonna focus on this year is, even though I want to start another series, I'm not gonna until at least I finish one, so I can work on that. And yeah, my reading goal is 50 books. Last year I read 58, so I think I can manage it this year, I hope. These are the 25 books I have on my priority 2025 TBR. You guys have to let me know what book from the 25 books I mentioned are also on your 2025 priority TBR. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.